Hello everyone, my name is Matei, and today I'm going to be talking about why you should be growing plants. There are a number of positive effects that growing plants can have on your life. First of all, growing plants promotes relaxation and has been shown to reduce mental health issues found today. A Japanese study shows that simply viewing plants can reduce stress, fear, anger, and sadness, as well as reducing blood pressure, pulse rate, and muscle tension. This goes to show the great benefits that can be achieved by simply having a houseplant around you. Growing plants can also be a great way to get exercise, especially if you're gardening outside. Exposure to sun and the movements that come with gardening, such as lifting heavy things or bending down to dig, can all be very beneficial to circulation and overall health. And the best part is, if you're growing fruits and vegetables, you get a reward after all your hard work. And finally, plants can simply be a way to decorate your spaces and make them more beautiful and calming for you and others. Alright, so what plants can you grow indoors? Well, one of them is a snake plant. These are both snake plants, and these are a pretty common indoor plant for many reasons. First of all, they don't require much sunlight, so you can have them in a space that doesn't have a big window or is shady most of the day. It'll survive on low light. And second of all, it doesn't need much water, which means not a lot of maintenance. If you're someone who forgets to water their plants and they die, this is a good plant for you. And third of all, they're well known for their air purifying capabilities, meaning that having a lot of these in your rooms will clean out toxins in the air, and this is great for bedrooms or living spaces, places where you spend a lot of time and there might be mold, maybe a bathroom. Another great plant to grow indoors is Monstera. So Monstera is great because simply it looks cool. It has these big green leaves that sort of climb and grow pretty quickly. They make a lot of new leaves, and they can get quite big, and the leaves have very interesting shape, so it's a great plant to put in any room, and it'll make it a whole lot more interesting. They do require more light and water than a snake plant, so a little bit more maintenance, but it's definitely worth it with the just the visual aspect of them. And I'll show you a couple more that are a bit bigger, just so you can see how big they can get. Alright, let's talk about some plants you can grow outside. So first, we've got mint. Mint is an herb, and it's used for cooking and making tea. Now, this is great for growing outdoors because it thrives in full sunlight and it's very resistant, meaning that once it's established in a pot or in the ground, it spreads very rapidly and it doesn't go away, which means that after a little bit of patience, you'll have fresh mint for your cooking or teas, which is a much better alternative than buying it from the store when you can grow it on your own. Now next we have fig. Now this is also a very resistant plant that grows great here in Louisiana, and it produces these little fruit here Now, this plant is pretty young, about a couple months old, but once they get mature, they produce a good amount of fruit. So if you end up growing one of these, eventually you'll be able to have fresh figs every day. And that is why you should grow plants.